Welcome to another Saturday afternoon conversation. I only have gentlemen on these shows, and today I brought another one, the one and only Hughezy. How are you, buddy?
Hello, Aaron. And may I start off with a long overdue public apology?
For what did you ever do?
Right. So the truth is, I do this thing with Vince Russo where I'll get Vince Russo on to debate a band, but I'll always need one topic, like a wrestling clickbait thing, so that I can put it on YouTube. Well, the plan was genuinely just to ask to have a boxing conversation, and then one clickbaitable clip could be put on YouTube. I had no idea it was going to turn into that, but I gotta be honest, I'm glad it did because my podcast was dying at the time.
I've rescued more than a couple podcasts in the last couple of years. I have to say, when the numbers sag, go to me. I gotta say, like, you know that I come from radio, so I did have a perversely good time doing that. I did have like a disgustingly, like, being able to call someone a rat fuck piece of shit is fun, especially if you don't know the person and you don't like, because I didn't know who Dean was. I had no idea that you said your friend Dean was coming on to talk boxing, and I was excited. And I did think something was up because I was like, when we were talking about the actual fights, I'm like, this guy really doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So I was kind of like, maybe he's Hughezy's buddy, so he's just throwing him a bone and putting him on there. But then when the second part came and he's like, you still beating your wife? Like, when he's coming out saying I'm a wife beater and shit, I'm like, oh. And I think you saw it on my face where I'm like, oh, I see what this is. It kind of reminded me of when I was on with Ethan Ralph. And Ethan Ralph's guys started in, and I went to Ralph and I went, oh, so you're the good cop and they're the bad cop. I said, okay, I get it. And like, and we rolled with it, and it was fun. And Dean sent me a very nice message a couple of days ago. And he still thinks I just pound the fuck out of women. But what are you going to do? There's some people you just can't convince. But
yeah, well, that's why you'll see Anthony Meade on the Aussie Guys show pretty soon.
Oh, he's going to have a whole collection. Well, then I probably should go on. All of us woman beaters can be on there together.
Yeah. But sometimes they want it. But I think that basically the general vibe is that it's time to end all beefs or awkwardness, because it's gotten so crazy ridiculously lately.
With who?
It's just stuff like
I'm joking.
I don't know if you
what? Give me one example.
Well, I didn't always want to get my hair cut this short around the sides.
I get it.
If this was a year ago, I'd have gotten it let longer. You know, it's we're all going crazy.
I have to say, the one thing I find nuts about the whole internet beef culture thing is like watching people or like seeing screenshots of people saying something like nice or like not really shitty, and them feeling bad about it, like them feeling terrible or being. Speaking of haircuts, I did this. I cut my sides and back, but I left this long and I went over the top. And somebody sent me some Discord screenshots, and they're like, look at what these people are saying. They like your hair, but they're saying, I like Aaron's hair. It's I hate it because he'll probably think this is great, and he'll probably think it's awesome that I like his hair. And then other people are attacking that person for liking my hair. And I'm like, guys, first of all, Aaron didn't do this for you. Aaron doesn't care how you feel about his hair. You can feel any way you want about it. Second of all, judging a man's haircut is gay. 3, you don't need to hate everything you see. It's okay to like things once in a while.
Exactly. And it's all these pylons. It's like, well, what's the end result?
I don't know. I don't think there is an end result. I think with a lot of the spectators, I've always said it's kind of a window into their soul and their life. I don't think they're never happy. Like no matter what bad shit happens or good shit happens, or they're never happy. Like I went to fucking jail, Hughezy, and they weren't happy.
What?
No, sorry. I didn't. There was a long story. You know what? Have Gino on your show sometime. So anyway, I went to jail, and I get out of jail, and the first thing people are saying is, "He's not good at basketball. Black people didn't like him. He's lying." And I'm like, God, and I'm sitting here, I'm having to like calm the people who hate my guts. Like it's a really weird spot to be in. I'm telling them, I'm like, guys, it's okay. I went to jail. That's bad. Like, it's just, so when you say like, what's the end game? There isn't one. I think it's just a bottomless pit of mostly distraction. I think people like me stop being a human being at some point.
Yeah, I think that I get along with pretty much everybody. But with the big interview from a week ago, that has sort of woken a lot of people up to, this is just getting stupid now.
Right, yeah.
Like, we're going to make fun of a guy for getting along with people. It's like, right.
And then after they do it, after they seek the person out, and then I go on my show and I go, guys, I don't know what to tell you. I told you what happened in jail. I would have much rather been at home raking leaves in the snow. Like, I'd rather be miserable at home than having fun in jail. I only had fun in jail because I had to be in jail. But, like, I saw after they did that interview, after they call Mikey, who was a really sweet guy. He was a really good guy while I was in there. I liked him. But after they did it, and I called them out for it being a bad interview, that Mahmoud guy goes, I don't think Aaron should be talking about this, Mikey. He's a dangerous man with a mental illness. You probably shouldn't mess around with people like that. And I'm like, you're not saying that unironically. There's no way. It's the funniest joke in the world if you know what you're doing, but it's insane if you don't.
Yeah, it's I think it's time to move on and start making fun of black people.
Black people would be nice. Jews are hot right now.
That's interesting take. I like it.
That's the big one. But I feel like Fuentes and Tucker kind of have the market cornered. I feel like we were all late to the Jew thing.
I've got it. We're going to accuse Fuentes and Tucker of being gay.
They're already actually doing not the gay thing, but they're actually now, the new thing is they're accusing Nick Fuentes, I saw this on Twitter, of like helping, I don't know if you know this guy, I think his name's Ali Alexander. He was some political guy, and he's accused of like some inappropriate stuff with underage pictures or something like that. I don't know the lore of like the deep right internet, but now I saw on Twitter that they're trying to connect Nick Fuentes to him because they were friends, and saying that Nick Fuentes helped him do that. And it's really interesting that that's starting to leak out, because I was kind of wondering, once he got on Tucker and all this stuff was happening, I'm like, I wonder how they're going to try and rip this guy apart. Like, I wonder how they're going to kind of bring this whole thing crashing down. Like, you remember when Milo was like getting book deals? And then all of a sudden, all these podcast clips came out of him talking about 13-year-olds, and then Milo's done. So I kind of wonder where they're going to go with Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, he's a fucking, like, even for me, he's like the most trolliest troll ever. Like,
right.
It's
you don't know what's
like
real.
The fact, the Kanye West thing, he was sitting with them when they were making fun of a African American gentleman. I just thought, this is beyond a level of troll.
Yeah. No, he's good at it, and it's kind of like they're having a problem with him because it's generational. Like, he's in a generation younger than me and maybe younger than you. And like that, he's in his 20s, and like that's what they do. They don't take anything that seriously, and if it can rile you up, they'll just go ahead and say it, and they'll deal with the consequences later.
Yeah, all they've got to see, these kids are too young to like stuff like films. So they don't have anything to enjoy, so they just need the clicks. So fuck them all.
Yeah, these kids today. My son, like young, like really young, like Gen Alpha kids. 9/11 is like hilarious, like a joke, a thing that never happened to them. I was my son was in the backseat of the car. I'm driving, and I look in the rearview mirror, and just to cringe him out, I go, "Hey, buddy." He goes, "What, Dad?" I go, 6'7", and he just looks at me stone faced. He goes, "Dad, if you say that again, 9/11's gonna happen." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "He's 8. He's 8 years old, and he's sitting there going, if you say that again, 9/11's gonna happen." I'm like, "You don't get to. You weren't there. Fuck, you don't get to say 9/11."
Wait a minute, does he mean 9/11, the national tragedy, or something else?
Yeah, either that or he was going to call in 911 to report me for abuse.
Yeah.
And then here comes fucking Dean again. No. Yeah. Here's what I wanted to do. I told Dean, I go, "I really want to send you the link at the end of this Hughezy thing and then me flip out and then wrap it up. But I said, I can't trust you not to like stream it while we're recording it." Like I was like, that would be kind of a smart troll move. And in a way, I was doing what kind of the internet troll group does, is I was kind of projecting my own shit. I was like, I would do that. I was like, if he sent me the link and I didn't like the guy, I'd live stream a recording.
Yeah, but that's the new Dabbleverse thing, is that everybody wants to stream to their own channel. So now nobody's getting any views and nobody's getting any donations and stuff. So everybody's turning against each other.
That's what it is. Like you starve on. It's like any animal kingdom. You starve out the food supply, and the super chats are all spread out over all these people. And now they're just going to completely devour each other and start interviewing inmates. God, it's still like, honestly, if I wasn't involved in it and someone told me about it, I'd go, shut up. Nobody did that. Nobody called a jail and interviewed an inmate. That's psychotic.
Yeah, but I think it's crazy that now they've even got a Fred Stoller, who wrote for Seinfeld and was Norm Macdonald's good friend and was in Dumb and Dumber and stuff.
Yep.
Now we've even get him begging for Dabbleverse super chats, and you just think, how the fuck does this happen?
Really? Fred's involved in that shit now too?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Jesus. Well, you know what? Look, we could do this all day, and you're going to drag me in. I can just see the message boards now. Aaron said he's not talking about Dabbleverse shit. I got Hughezy here just pulling me right in effortlessly. I brought you here to talk boxing because you sent me a message. You said, who do you have in Benn-Eubank 2? And honest to God, I know it's probably huge for, people on the island, whether it's Ireland, whether it's the UK. I know it's probably huge for you guys. I hadn't thought about it until you messaged me. Like it just wasn't in my purview, but it is huge. And their first fight was really, really good. And I don't know, really, like Ben is kind of fighting for the family dignity because I believe the Eubanks are now 2-0 against the Benn family.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, it's Chris Eubank Jr., whose dad was called Chris Eubank. Just my insider scoop. And Conor Benn's dad was Nigel Benn. And the Eubank and Nigel Benn had incredible fights in the 90s. Now in 2025, their sperm is fighting.
Yeah, their sperm is fighting. This is like if we would have gotten Louis Schmeling in like the 1970s. We're getting Ben and Eubank fighting each other. And now they've already fought each other once, the sperm. The Eubank sperm won, just like his dad won in the 9th round of their title fight, the dad's title fight. He won by unanimous decision the first time around. You're still, as I understand it, you're a Conor Benn guy.
Well, I wouldn't specifically be a fan. I have a fat mouth.
Fuck it. Let's talk about Stuttering John. I bet you won't stammer then.
But I have a feeling that this one's going to Ben, simply because of the Saudi fakeness of boxing these days. Because Eubank won the first one, they both get 5 million for that. They're getting 10 million each for this fight, which means that if they then have the third in Saudi, if it's one apiece, they're going to get like 30-40 million each, and there's the retirement fund.
Right, exactly.
Unfortunately, that's what boxing has become.
Well, and not only that, but now you do the Chauncey Billups thing, and then you've got those two MLB pitchers getting indicted. You have the UFC firing a fighter for essentially throwing a fight openly in the first round. It's really like just the gambling stuff has completely damaged a lot of people's credibility in the outcome of sports. And then you throw a sport like boxing into it, which has had mob and crooked influences since the beginning. Like if we're going to talk about Paul Joshua in just a little bit, but like, yeah, if Ben wins, there's going to be a lot of cynical people who will go, oh yeah, because they have to have the third fight. Of course they're going to do it this way. But I mean, the first fight was, people forget it was really close.
It was, but it always goes back to the McGregor and Mayweather fight, where you can literally see them fighting and throwing non-connecting punches.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is fake. Like Floyd Mayweather doesn't know how to connect with a punch.
Right. Watching Mayweather struggle to get inside for 5 rounds against a guy who's never had a professional boxing match, it's like, shut up. Like, no.
Exactly. And that was they made so much money from that. Like, I think McGregor made something like 180 million.
Yeah, and I think Floyd made like 300.
Yeah, like what a loser.
Yeah.
Couldn't even make 320.
What a bum. I'm actually impressed that he hasn't come back to fight professionally again. I know he's done exhibitions and stuff, but like the fact that he didn't come back and fight professionally when there's probably been absurd numbers. I mean, Pacquiao's still out there. Pacquiao almost won a world title his last time out. I think they're going to run that one back. If Pacquiao gets a WBO championship, you know they're going to call Floyd and ask him if he wants to do it again.
Yeah, it really has become, not to change the topic, but if you look at pro wrestling back in the 90s, and you had all these legends in the WWF who kind of became unpopular, left to go to WCW, and it sort of rebooted them.
Yeah.
And they became bigger or as popular again, but it didn't change the fact that they were all older, beat up men.
Yeah.
Like Roddy Piper literally had a giant fake hip scar.
Yeah, right.
His back was super, and it's like he could sell an arena out, but it's like, yes, but you're 46 and you're, nose beering.
Yeah, right. Well, you had like to get there's the idea Sergeant Slaughter was the commissioner in the WWF in the 90s, and he was all fat and everything, and people are like, oh, he's so old. But if you go back and look, he's about AJ Styles, Randy Orton's, and John Cena's age right now.
It's ridiculous. Can I tell you one Roddy Piper story that Disco told me?
Absolutely not.
Okay, at Super Bowl 1999, apparently Piper turned up completely wasted, and he was to wrestle Scott Hall that night. And 20 minutes before the match, he was still like unconscious backstage. So they had no idea what was going to happen, and suddenly Piper just walks down to the ring. So they don't know if he was on something or if he was fucking with people all day.
Really? Did Piper?
Yeah, like it's just, and then when you watch the match, you could see Hall and Piper sort of talking a lot, going, "What the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing?"
Well, they said that about WCW. They said that it was real loose back there, and guys were just drinking beer and doing what, like, it was a retirement fund for the older wrestlers. And like sometimes they wouldn't know what the hell they were doing until like 15 minutes before the show started.
Listen, somebody who I know told me that they remember the Macho Man before a match in WCW took 2 pills and crushed 2 beers, because knowing that he was only going to be wrestling for like 8 minutes, knowing that they would kick in 20 minutes later, so he'd be able to party.
I think there's like a Sean Waltman or a Shawn Michaels story like that too, where they took a shitload of those muscle relaxants, those somas, and they would tell the guy they were wrestling with, like, they're kicking in, it's time to go home, and then they'd end the match. And that would be the end, because they'd wait for them to kick in, and then they go, all right, go home, we're done. And now it's like these guys, I mean, I know the guys now make way more money, but when you watch like the behind the scenes stuff that WWE's putting out now, it seems way more businesslike and like not near as much fun as those guys back then talk about it.
Oh yeah, somebody told me that if you look at those NWO segments, that the people that weren't wrestling that night are all wasted because it was just a beer bash behind the scenes.
Well,
And if
WCW
they can
paid
get
everybody.
Hogan to drink a, yeah, if they can get Hogan to drink a beer, no one's getting in trouble.
Right. Yeah, because you can't. They're not going to punish Hogan. Well, also, WCW paid all these guys to show up, whether they use them or not. So, like,
Yeah, it was.
for like 5 years, Scott Norton just got to be shit faced all the time.
Did you know Scott Norton was Prince's security guard?
Really?
Yeah, he has an incredible story about Prince was, of course, a user himself. One on tour, he was.
Could you,
freaking
for the
out.
audience
He's
who
like,
for the audience who doesn't know, could you tell them who Prince is, please? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
there's this film called Purple Rain. And it's really good. So Prince was high as a kite, freaking out, going, "There's someone in my room. I can hear voices," and they're thinking, "Oh God." So security had to come in to check around the room to make sure, just to show him. And they actually found the woman hidden under the bed. She was reading the Bible to him, and they're like, "Jesus Christ!" Yeah,
I thought you were going to say Virgil.
and that would be racist.
Yeah, that was, wow, yeah, probably right.
Speaking of which, I could show this on the webcam here. I've got this.
Of course you do. Is that an Anthony? We can't quite see it.
Oh.
Is that an Anthony Joshua poster?
That's Anthony Joshua standee.
Oh yes, a standee. I'm sorry, not poster. Well,
Posters would make me gay.
Yeah, that would be really weird if you had a poster of him. A standee is a collector's item. By the way, nice segue. Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul. It's not official yet as of Friday, but it sounds like it's going to happen. There's rumors so far and reports that Anthony Joshua is going to take Tank Davis's place. Nothing's been finalized yet, but Eddie Hearn is saying that it's very possible that it will happen. He said everybody jumped the gun on making the announcement, but it's possible. First of all, before we get to the possibility of Paul Joshua, Paul Davis was a weird fight to begin with because just the size difference. And I know Tank Davis is one of the best fighters in the world right now, but Jake Paul's not awful. He's not a championship contender, but just the mere size difference, I think, gave Jake Paul a decent shot against Tank Davis.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I do love about Jake Paul is that there's this fighter, Tommy Fury, who said that if he fought the top of his division in the UK, the maximum money he could make is £80,000. But when he fought Jake Paul in Saudi, he get paid $4 million.
Jesus.
And it's like I get it.
Yeah. How do you not do it?
Yeah, I think there's legitimately a chance that Anthony Joshua will get 100 million for this Jake Paul fight.
I mean, he might as well. I'd take the fight because he's lost to Dubois. He's lost to Usyk twice. I think it's safe to say that Joshua's out of the championship contention part of his career. I think he can still beat up a lot of guys in the top 10. But if he wants to, as you said earlier, pad the retirement account, hold out. I mean, you don't have to take the fight. That's the beautiful thing if you're Anthony Joshua. They need you really bad. They need a name for that December date. They get Joshua. A, Jake Paul's not ready for Anthony Joshua. And B, Joshua can name his price, and if they don't hit it, he can walk away. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I have a friend, I'm not gay, who's a sports journalist over here called David Mohan, and he just started working for the BBC. He met Anthony Joshua on the Dubois promotional thing, and he was interviewing him, and he said he's so enormous that it made him, that it's hard to actually explain. Like, he's what, 6'8", 6'7",
yeah,
naturally broad, huge, thick body. He was just like, oh my God, like, you're actually a god, even though you're black. And I just, that's what he said, not me.
Oh, okay. And what's his name? And he works for the BBC?
Did I say that? Joe Smith. And he said that the thing about AJ though is that he's so rich. Like apparently from the Saudi fights alone, he's made nearly 180 to 140 million.
Yeah, that
Like,
sounds about
how
right.
do you think I've only made 200 million this year? I gotta get up and go to work.
Right, exactly.
You're gonna go sandwiches, please. I'm
Yeah.
watching Die Hard 3, the best of the Die Hards.
But you take the Paul fight though.
I would see. This is what I love. All these people that complain about the Saudi stuff. It's like they're not going over because they agree with them politically. They agree with them financially.
Right.
Like if somebody said, if a Saudi guy called you tomorrow and says, "Hey, you have to stop the Steel Toe show and you have to do a podcast about pencils, 3 episodes a week, 90 minutes long each for a year, and you will get $10 million."
I don't give a fuck who they chop up and put into a suitcase.
Exactly. It's like, I'll fucking do a bonus episode for free.
Right. About the guy in the suitcase and how you guys totally did nothing wrong.
Yeah. That guy probably didn't even like pencils.
Right. That guy was anti-pencil.
Yeah. So I would say, but specifically as well about the Saudi stuff, is I read an interesting article earlier this year, not by my BBC friend,
right,
where he said that the Saudis have helped and destroyed boxing, and that all the top names are now officially retirement rich, while so they can retire now, but the younger up and comers aren't on that level.
Right.
So all the big names are all beat up and retiring, while there's brilliant youngsters. But like Wardley versus Usyk is not like oh my God, it's happening.
Right. Right. Well, and I mean, that's how traditionally guys have been built up. Guys perform on the undercard of huge stars fights. I mean, honestly, we have Jake Paul to thank for the Taylor Serrano trilogy. They came, Amanda Serrano came up fighting on Jake Paul undercards. I'm trying to think. Ryan Garcia came up fighting on Canelo undercards. And that's how they built these guys up. That's how they showcase them. And yeah, if you have the Saudis paying out retirement money for one or two fights, it's going to be hard to build up new guys.
And that is the shame. And that's why we've got to this sort of like, it reminds me of it, just getting back to wrestling, the 2000s era after WCW closed. And we're doing Hogan versus Rock, Hogan versus Vince, Steiner versus Triple H. Like they're all past it. But on paper, it's like, holy shit.
Well, that's just it. Saudi money is going to keep a lot of these guys fighting, like Anthony Joshua, past when they'd have a market normally because they want to see him fight Jake Paul. They did the same thing in pro wrestling. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, The Undertaker, Kane, they had no business being in a ring together, but the Saudis said, we want DX versus the Brothers of Destruction now in Saudi Arabia, and they said, sounds great. So we got like weird bald Shawn Michaels and a terrible match. Goldberg versus Undertaker. Hey, 2002 after the merger, man, that match sounds awesome. Let's do it. 2021, whenever they did it? No, of course not. It's terrible. But that Saudi money is going to keep these guys coming back long after their expiration date.
Yeah, I've never felt more popular in my life than the morning after Undertaker versus Goldberg, because I was in Dublin to go see Metallica, so I didn't get to see the fight. And I mean, I literally got like 60, 70 messages just going, that was the worst palace shit ever. And you think, okay, but they probably made more money from that fight than Metallica did at this gig.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The Saudis just rolled it out for them because they wanted, I mean, traditionally those countries are behind America pop culture-wise. And they probably, just getting into wrestling and all that, they love the Attitude Era stuff and WCW and WWE. So, like, we want to see, it's like, hey, do you want to see Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer? And they're like, no, give us those two fucking 60-year-old guys. They're awesome.
Yeah. And that's why I think we will probably see Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 3.
God, I really hope you're wrong, but I can't rule it out because I watched, did you watch Holyfield fight Belfort like 3 years ago?
No, I
It was
didn't even.
sad. It was hard to
Yeah.
really hard to watch. Like it was heartbreaking because I grew up watching Holyfield, and well, I'm a little younger, but pretty much. I mean, one of the first memories I have is Tyson biting Holyfield's ear, and to watch Vitor Belfort destroy like it. Evander was about 60, and it looked like somebody punching a 60-year-old man. I was hard for 3 days. No, it was really hard to watch. But Tyson versus Paul, Holyfield versus Belfort, putting them in the ring together. I mean, it's like I'd rather just go to a nursing home and just watch two old men drop a walker and fight. It's the same thing.
Well, I would actually really love to watch two old men drop a walker and fight. I think that would be great. But I think that we've come to a financially great yet viewerly uh weakest point in boxing history.
Yeah,
And also, like boxers always trash talked, but now it's so pro wrestling. Like I watched the whole press conference yesterday for the Benn-Eubank thing, and you could even literally see these fighters laughing while they're talking shit. It's like they don't believe a word they're saying.
It's really hard with the amount of money they make to like really mean what you say about the other person, because it does become a little bit of pro wrestling, because the amount of money you're making technically outside of the 12 rounds you're going to spend in the ring, you are working together.
Yeah, this whole thing is a scam. But I'm so old. I can remember when boxing had a thing called a winner's purse.
Yeah.
And if you, and that's why I think made it so like they're trying to kill each other pretty much. But now it's like, listen, I'm going to get beat up by Anthony Joshua, but I'm getting 17 million.
Right.
I want that for Hackamania tickets.
That's the hot item.
Oh God, yeah.
Honestly, but like Frazier Ali, you think about that. They literally killed each other. They didn't know it at the time, but eventually down the road, it got him. Like Joe Frazier couldn't speak. He fell apart. Ali, of course, we know what happened to Ali. I mean, now these guys, I mean, we're getting to the kind of money where they go, do we really want to hit each other in the face? I mean, we don't want to cause any harm.
Yeah, and in my opinion, not to ruin the Saudis' pencil podcast plans, but they're kind of sort of old fashioned in my opinion, and all they care about is the names. So they will have Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua in 5 years' time for about 70 million each, and
I was going to ask you about that. I mean, I think we both think Joshua would handle Paul. I really don't think Jake Paul would even have the proverbial puncher's chance. I think that fight would go as long as Anthony Joshua would allow it.
yeah, I think that if this fight is legit, if this goes beyond one round, Joshua, even if he wins, will look bad.
Sure.
Because it's
True.
because it's like, kill him.
Right. Right. Put him away. Be the guy who ends him. But if he beats Jake, well, if he fights Jake Paul, he will end up winning. You don't think that in the UK they're going to finally put together Fury Joshua, because both of them are now on the downswing? There's probably not another Usyk fight for either of them because Usyk's probably going to fight once or twice more and he's done. You don't think that the UK is finally going to put it together and get those two in the ring?
I see. It's hard to really understand because Tyson Fury's very rich. Like he sucked Turkey a la Sheik's dick dry. Like his balls look like that desert, and he's gotten crazy salaries, and I think that if he were to fight again, it would be with Joshua, but it will always be in Fury's favor. Like if he wants to fight me, he has to use one hand, and I'm to stand on the hill the whole time. And it's like this is
You weren't always an anti-Fury guy. I've noticed that over time you've become more and more of an anti-Tyson Fury guy.
He's just so full of shit. Well, I'll tell you exactly why. There's a singer I hate called Robbie Williams. He's huge over here.
Yeah.
But I'm a big sucker for Christmas music. I got Robbie Williams' Christmas album. It's not bad, but there's this one really bad song called Bad Sharon, which is about an office Christmas party. And there's some other guy duetting with him. And I'm like, who the fuck is that voice? That is terrible. It's Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury's singing on a Christmas album?
They have a song called Bad Sharon. I don't know if you're allowed to play any of it.
Hold on a second. I need to find this. I know I'm not going to want to find it after I find it, but but
it's just the thing about Tyson Fury that bothers me is that he's such a bad trash talker, and how there's all this literal evidence of him canceling or backing out of fights, and it's like, and then he goes, "You're all afraid of me. Everyone ducks the Gypsy King." It's like, but you ducked him.
Bad.
Like, no, I didn't. It's like,
I've got the song here. Hold on. How far into the song is? I'm guessing Tyson Fury shows up right here in the most replayed moment. Is it about 2 minutes? So. About 2 minutes in.
Are you allowed to play it?
I mean, no, but I'll do it.
You might as well. It's bad enough.
Here he comes. I can see him. Go to bed, you sleepy dossers.
Santa's on his way with the presents on his sleigh. So go to bed, you sleepyhead, before he flies away.
All right. Well,
so he would rather do that than fight Anthony. Well, I mean, I would want to fight Anthony Joshua, but for the sake of boxing, I would do it.
Who do you? Well, obviously you like Joshua in a fight between the two, but like both of them have taken some beatings over the last couple of years. I mean, it's if Joshua can cut him off, I think Joshua can overpower him, but it depends on how much slickness Fury's got left in him.
Right now, I would put the money on AJ. Well, see, it's hard to say because they've both been out of the ring for nearly 2 years each.
Yeah.
So, and Christ knows, AJ's kind of been like in hiding almost. So, nobody. Like, I still think that AJ would beat him, and I also think he has a lovely smile, and I'm not gay.
Yeah, it's obvious. By the what is it? The standee. It's not a poster.
That's only there for a charity.
Okay, it's fine. It's all right.
There's nothing gay about looking at this all day.
Yeah, no, and it's right. That's interesting because it is right in your field of sight. It's as you look straight ahead, you stare right at it, almost like it's there for inspiration.
Yeah, that's why I'm not gay.
Yeah, inspiration for what we don't know. One more boxing item I've got for you. I feel really bad for this guy because, goddamn, man, he put a string of wins together that should have got him in line for a title shot, but there were so many, there's just not enough title shots to go around when you have one undisputed champion. And he lost to Fabio Wardley last month, and that's Joseph Parker. Now we find out, this was reported today, that Joseph Parker tested positive for cocaine on the day of that fight. So Parker was on cocaine against Wardley and still lost. It would have been a no contest had he won, but that's just too bad because Parker was on that run against, I think, Big Bang Zhang, Deontay Wilder, and a couple other guys. And then, if he got this one, I mean, he's got to be the next in line. And then he not only does he lose, but now we find out he's got a bit of a drug problem.
Yeah, and not to make jokes, but we'll make fun of him. He made the mistake of he now lives in Ireland. Oh. And I always say to people, if you don't want to drink, don't go to Ireland because it's impossible to walk down those streets and see these pubs with beautiful decorations like this.
Sure.
And think, no, I'll just go home and have tea and watch some television. You go, no, I'll probably go in and have a couple of Guinness. That'll be good fun.
Yeah.
Like I went to, and also on top of that, Oasis are back. Everybody wants to do coke and drink and party.
Fuck.
Plus Saudi money. You've got all that money,
So this is the fault of the Saudis, the Gallagher brothers, and the entire nation of Ireland.
Yes, and I just heard there that Joseph Parker has a Christmas album coming out with Aerosmith. You know,
Is that what it is? You get a drinking and a Coke problem, and then you have to do a Christmas album. It's the Fury. Well, De La Hoya started it. De La Hoya got a Coke problem. He made a full-on music album.
Okay, if anyone's looking to buy me anything, I need that on vinyl.
Oscar De La Hoya made this like 20 years ago. It was a long time ago. When did Oscar De La Hoya release an album? I want to say it was like 2002, 2000. Like at the peak of his, 2000. It was like either right after or right before the Trinidad fight. He released a Latin pop album.
That's the best type of pop.
By the way, one of the songs, I just found this out now, Ven-Ami, was nominated for a Grammy. So Oscar De La Hoya is a Grammy-nominated singer.
Which is ironic because Joseph Parker is a Grammy-snorting boxer.
It's actually some of your best work.
Thank you.
You earned that. You earned that smirk. You sit in that smirk for just a minute. Just sit in it. Just freeze it for a little while. There you go. Yeah, but you're right. Wardley Usyk doesn't really do it for anyone, and I wouldn't be surprised. I know he said he might fight one more time, but if it's not Fury 3, I think I really don't see the point. Who's he supposed to fight?
And that exactly comes down to it all. Like we've seen it all. I would say see, I think he's had everyone who's a marketable name. And what's the point of fighting again just for the sake of fighting? Like if it's not going to make you a load of money, then be like, yeah. I'm done. I'm going to keep doing films with The Rock.
Yeah. Like, honestly, if he was 49-0, then maybe. If he was like at 19 title defenses, maybe. But there's nobody hanging out there. I mean, Deontay Wilder's shot. Forget that. I mean, that's the only one from that era he hasn't fought. But it's just nobody would want to watch that. So yeah, I mean, if it's not Fury 3, go ahead and call it.
And they're talking about the Moses Atami. Like that's ridiculous. Like he's way too young.
Yeah.
He will try to. What's the term? Have you ever heard of the term English it up?
No.
Well, it's why the England soccer team is so shit, because they're always trying to be the star and be the photo stop. Like I know there's 11 of us. I'll run the whole pitch with this ball. I'll win us the World Cup, and fuck, I just kicked the ball into a kid's face.
Okay, you think so? He'll try to do too much.
Exactly. They're like, I'll take it myself. I'll wipe him out. Everybody will love me.
Yeah. And you think he'd get stopped by Usyk at this point?
Yeah, I think at this minute, Usyk has literally zero flaws. Like, he's technical, he's quick, he's tough, he can hit hard. How do you beat him?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Fury seemed to be the one who had kind of the toolbox to do it with the lateral movement, the sheer size. But it's like the things you need to do to Usyk. It's like watching Olympic boxing scoring. It's like once you touch him with one, here comes three back at you. Okay, now he's ahead. You had that exchange. Now Usyk. It's like every time he gets hit, he has a counter in his head where he's like, okay, I need to connect twice, and I need to take the. It's like he's got a scoreboard in his head, and he's just so calculating with it.
Yeah, I remember that the first Usyk Joshua fight. And it seemed like Usyk hit AJ. This may seem like a slight exaggeration, but 5 billion times. And they weren't even like big roundhouse. It was just constantly like and I've won this round, and it's like you can't beat the guy.
No, I don't think he's beatable now. But then again, like there was a time where we thought Lomachenko couldn't be beaten, and then here comes a guy, and just one day, Marvin Hagler once said, he goes, you get old in the ring overnight. You don't retire from the ring retires you. And I mean, there could be, who's to say? I mean, Anderson Silva was unbeatable until here comes Chris Weidman. And I mean, so who knows? But yeah, you're right. I mean, if you're a betting man, nobody beats Usyk right now.
Yeah, like we all thought that Mike Tyson was unbeatable, and then Jake Paul beat him.
Right. Yeah. Jake Paul beat him. And really, the aura of invincibility had not been gone from Mike Tyson until Jake Paul was able to pull out that gutty decision victory.
Yeah, in the epic fight that everybody wanted to see.
Yeah. Before we go, I do want to ask you, as a wrestling guy, who's the guy you like out there the most? Who's the absolute best performer, and why is it still Randy Orton?
Well, I've heard by someone that his back is legitimately messed up.
Oh, really?
To the point that he consistently needs time off because he'll have a match. He'll be like, "Oh fuck, I can't move," and so there's the plan for WrestleMania was supposed to be Orton versus Rhodes.
Yeah.
But at the time they're like, I don't know. But to answer your question, it's Jacob Fatu because I like his big fat ass.
Okay. No, but really, you like him all around. You think he's the best one out there?
Yeah, but he's got that thing like Mike Tyson where you can tell this guy's a little bit nuts, like, and he's fun and he's entertaining, but at the same time, it's like, no, he's a legitimate problem.
Like this guy's, he's an issue. It just seems like Cody Rhodes is one of those guys who seems like he has everything you need, but it's missing. Like, he's great, he's awesome, but it's just, there's something, it's not hitting right.
I've heard he's a complete arsehole behind the scenes.
No.
Yeah, it's just like he's like a complainer, and why do I have to do it? Why can't I be in the main event? And it's like,
oh, really?
I don't want to lose this much.
Oh, I thought he was like the, not to John Cena level, but I thought he was the sign every autograph, go to every Make-A-Wish. I thought he was the old grind it out kind of champion.
I heard, did you hear all that stuff about him replacing The Rock versus Roman Reigns?
No, I didn't hear that.
But so the original plan was The Rock versus Roman for Mania last year.
Where the
and
one
Cody
where
was supposed to challenge
the one where Cena beat Cody?
No, that was this year.
Oh, the one, okay, last year. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be Rock and Roman and Cody against Rollins. And they were meant to do this interview thing. Cody was supposed to be like, yeah, you get him, Rock, and walk out. Instead, Cody stood there going like this. Knowing that the marks were going to be like, look what they're doing to Cody. They're evil. How could they do this to him? And of course, there was such a backlash that the WWE was like, we have to cancel The Rock's fucking match. This is insane.
Wow. So
he's a little bit selfish.
Okay. But can you get to that spot in professional wrestling without having a little bit of that?
True, but I think most of us would say that since Cody became the top guy, there has been like a notice, not so much a drop because they're still huge, but it's like it's not what it once was when Roman Reigns. I'm not gay for Roman Reigns, by the way.
Sure. No, you're not gay at all. I don't think you're gay at all.
To standees in the other room for a different reason.
Sure.
But I just think that they should have kept it on him for another year because he's just and. I think that the problem with Roman is much like we were talking about the boxing. He's so rich that he can literally tell them, yeah, no, I'm not doing this event. I'll come in next month, maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does, too. Cena's last opponent, first of all, I want to ask you a couple things. Because like my kids, the reason I don't hear the things you do is because my kids are into wrestling now, so I got to jump back in, so I'm relatively new. It's not like the old days in the late 2000s where I would be on Raja.com reading all the rumors and the reports and stuff. What's the site now? Where do you go now?
Well, honestly, I don't.
Oh, you just hear
I just hear them all from
nice.
People.
Okay, so but the Cena's last opponent thing. Do you know anything about who this Monday night's guy's going to be? Because I have a feeling it's Jericho.
That is something I've heard.
Okay. That's
And
that's
I
something you've
think
read,
that-
or that's something you've heard from someone where you'd go, this has weight.
Well, I've heard that it's very likely he's coming back.
Okay.
And if he was to be there on Raw, that would be fucking huge. But I'm guessing it would be Joe Hendry
That'd be
that
awesome
turns up
too.
on Raw.
I love Joe Hendry. I was just, when WrestleMania rolled around this year, that's when I started getting back into it. And I had one of the most embarrassing moments in front of my girlfriend where she was entering the house. She was coming over, and I was watching WrestleMania, and it was Hendry being introduced as Orton's opponent. And I marked the fuck out. I stood up, I go, oh shit. And she's walking in the door. And I go, oh shit. And she goes, what? And I go, nothing. She walks over to the TV. She goes, oh my fucking God. And she walks in, and her 38-year-old boyfriend is marking out to Joe Hendry wrestling my favorite wrestler, Randy Orton. And there's no way. You feel so much empathy for them. You're like, how can I save this moment for you? This isn't about me and WrestleMania anymore. How do I heal this wound?
$8.
I think if it's Hendry, that would be really awesome. I heard reports that he's signed. Who do you want to be the guy who puts Cena away?
Oh, I'd go for Jacob Fatu.
Oh yeah, you like Fatu? Yeah, that would be a good one. I was thinking Gunther kicking the shit out of him would be kind of cool, but does Gunther need to retire another guy?
Yeah, exactly. That could get sort of comical after a while.
Yeah, just have him. The next week, he's beating the shit out of Ric Flair. You know, he's just all the old guys just kicking the shit out of him.
Literally, if he went to grave sites and he's like pissing on gravestones, like Hulk Hogan was overrated.
Fucking, yeah, just goes and digs up Macho Man and fucking puts him in a sleeper. Wow, I really like the Jacob Fatu one. No point for it to be an old guy. No point for it to be Jericho or anybody like that. Give it to somebody who needs it. Fatu, God, I can't think of a more perfect one than Fatu. Breaker doesn't need it. They're already grooming him to be a WrestleMania main eventer. I think Fatu, I think Fatu, because Hendry's not believable enough yet. I think, you give him Fatu. That's a good one.
Keeping the 100 got a great email the other day pointing out that John Cena's first ever pay-per-view match was with Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And then they had like a big feud and stuff. So it would be a nice way to sort of wrap it up. Then you begin Jericho's final year. Then he wraps up his career.
AJ Styles has his final year next year too.
Yeah, Randy Orton's back's falling apart. He'll be done soon.
Randy Orton might be one of those guys.
Bianca Belair pregnant.
Stepped on it. Randy Orton might be one of those guys who doesn't get a final year. There might just come a day where he's just like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm done.
Yeah, he's like, I'm literally shitting blood, and I don't even have the runs.
I was gonna say,
I'm retiring to go.
I'm not a doctor. I didn't know you could shit blood from a bad back.
Believe me.
Wow. I had no idea. Does that go back to the Anthony Joshua poster by chance? That's
that wasn't blood that I was shitting.
Oh. But now we got the full shot. There he is. Oh my God. All right, you know what? That's a perfect thing to end on. We'll end with you with the camera on Anthony Joshua. Here, come back here. Come back here real quick. Come back this way. Plug your channel, plug your stuff.
At the Hughezy on Twitter and Instagram, specifically Instagram, because nobody follows me there. And Hughezy Entertainment on YouTube. We're speaking of pro wrestling. Just last night or the night before, I recorded a stream with Sean Oliver, legendary shoot interview guy, and Shuli Igor. We had a good laugh, 3 lads.
Well, now that's going to be on the It's Hughezy channel.
Yeah, that's up there right now with a couple of clips talking about how Kevin Nash was trolled by MAGA supporters because his son died.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was really gross. And then if we could, on our way out here, if we could get AJ to play us out, if we could just get a look. Ladies and gentlemen, our second guest in this Saturday series, the great Hughezy, a real Renaissance man. Glad to have him. We leave you with AJ. Have a great rest of your day.